Thank you for joining us. I'm Dan Cronin.
And I'm Kelsey Karen.
And you're stuck here with us on the Marooned.
Up first in world news, we bring you our ever-popular Olympic update. President Obama reportedly lost 2 cases of beer this week to Canadian Prime Minister Stephen Harper after the United States was defeated by Canada's hockey teams. Reports have surfaced of a similar bet between Vice President Joe Biden and Toronto Mayor Rob Ford involving the ice dancing competitions, but representatives could not be reached for comment on what was wagered.
A 10-year-old Norwegian boy was recently caught joyriding in his parents' car, having already driven 19 miles intent on visiting his grandparents. When confronted, he informed the police officer that he was a dwarf and that he simply forgot his driver's license. The officer became suspicious, however, when the boy claimed that his name was Gimli, son of Gloin, nephew of Oin, and lord of the glittering caves of Helm's Deep.
Well, Norway isn't the only country with clever kids. Mensa has welcomed an Arizona 3-year-old with an IQ of 160 into their ranks. Said BRANIAC reportedly caught the attention of the Genius Society after refusing her macaroni for quinoa salad and writing the authors of If You Give a Mouse a Cookie a scathing letter on the inherent flaws in the story based on the principle of opportunity cost. In other Southwest news, ever since their contract with Taco Bell was canceled, there have been reports of wild packs of chihuahuas terrorizing the region. One Santa Fe native was chased several miles by those miniature terrors, all the while being taunted by their cries of, "Yo quiero your blood."
Check your freezers. Hot Pockets have recently recalled their product due to it containing meat from diseased and unsound animals. Because if you're going to get explosive diarrhea, it should be from healthy and sound animals. In financial news, Bitcoin has dropped below $600 per coin. In other fictional money news, Pottermore galleons have dropped 2% today, Club Penguin coins remain stable, and Neopoints are at an all-time high.
In technology news, a recent cell phone app was developed in which the couples are able to track how long they last during sex. This information has been compiled into charts informing us about which states last the longest. Critics have argued that the top 3 on the list, New Mexico, West Virginia, and Idaho, have an unfair advantage because residents of these states have been practicing with their sisters since they were 12. In food news, Girl Scouts set up shop outside a marijuana dispensary in San Francisco. Smokers allegedly did do-si-dos as they urged friends to tag along for a box of Thin Mints.
A 200-year-old douche was found in the bowels of New York City City Hall. When asked what he was doing down there, Donald Trump declined to comment.
On a darker note, the Daily News is reporting an alarming decline in membership of Clowns of America, America's largest clown trade organization. In a statement, the clowning group reported difficulty attracting younger members. Faced with this national crisis, Obama has stated that he will sign an executive order to provide federal subsidies to those who decide to attend a 2- or 4-year clowning trade school.
Responding to ongoing difficulty for women in politics, in a recent speech, Hillary Clinton encouraged young girls to grow skin like a rhinoceros so that no criticisms can hurt them. She also promoted other such pachyderm qualities as the all-hearing ears of an elephant and the insatiable hunger of a hippopotamus. Speaking of hungry hippos, a recent report has revealed that the average obese American woman has only 1 hour of exercise in a given year. According to this survey, the most common form of exercise for these women is moving from their bed into their hover-round.
Up first this week in celebrity news, Amanda Bynes is reportedly doing great and is now back to being completely irrelevant. In other celebrity news, 84-year-old Barbara Walters has revealed that she still uses a vibrator. Since his confession on The View, Walters has been approached by a leading sex toy company to produce her own line of vibrators known as the Wascally Wabbit. A recent study has claimed that cat bites can cause depression in humans. However, this news station argues it to be a matter of correlation, not causation, because if you own so many cats that cat bites are a consistent problem, you're probably already depressed.
In local news, a 13-year-old boy on Chicago's west side has been charged with assaulting a police officer. The boy received the felony charge for throwing a snowball at the officer's squad car and striking the officer in the arm. Charges were later dropped, however, after the boy's mother called the cop's mother and smoothed things over. According to Superintendent Gary McCarthy, the two have a play date later this week.
UChicago's fashion RSO, Moda, had its annual show in Union Station this past Friday, trying yet again to convince the world that students on this campus give 2 shits about style. We perused the quad to investigate this fashion that students are supposedly aware of.
Hey, do any of you guys want to answer some questions? Okay, that's a no.
I don't really have much of an opinion on fashion.
That's perfect.
Are you sure you want to ask me?
Yes.
Positively. I'm here with David. David, can you tell me real quick how you would describe your personal sense of fashion?
I like plaid.
This is towards the end of the period when I really need to do my laundry, and so these are the clean clothes that I've left.
Would you call this Ratner couture?
Sure.
Could it also be red couture?
It just was red couture.
Look at that versatility.
Yeah.
What do you think about UChicago fashion?
It's fantastic. People are really on point. I like how every woman looks the same in winter.
If you had to use a UChicago building to describe your own sense of fashion, which one would you use?
That is a brilliant question. The Regenstein. I get more intense the less you speak.
And how would you describe your own sense of style?
Really, it looks cool, but it smells bad.
I go for the old professor look.
Oh, I think that's a pretty good one. A little bit dusty, but that's what you need sometimes to get your point across.
Can you give me some buzzwords that come to your mind when you think of UChicago and fashion?
Buzzwords.
Can you give me some fashion buzzwords that come to mind when you think of UChicago?
Squirrely.
Awkward.
There are scarves,
Sweatpants.
warm clothes for the winter.
These are right out of Vogue.
Yeah.
The housing market. Real estate bubble. And synergy. That's not housing.
Synergy. Okay. Well, thank you for your help.
Could you do a model pose for us? Oh my God. Do you guys want to do a quick fashion model pose on the count of 3? Ready? 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Perfect.
That's all we have for today, but stay tuned for UChicago Admission's list of things not to tell prospies until after they've committed. Topping the list is the miserable state of the student body, the miserable state of the students' bodies, and the miserable state of 2 student bodies. Thank you for joining us. I'm Dan Cronin.
And I'm Kelsey Karen.
And you're stuck here with us on the Marooned.